The phrase "you can't teach an old dog new tricks" seems like the kind of thing that Jameis Winston would not say, but would improve upon in some very, very folksy way that would be very endearing and sort of make like 30% less sense. But that is the line that the Saints are going to try and have to walk, because it looks like Jameis Winston is going to be the quarterback of the New Orleans Saints at least some of the time in 2021. We're still trying to figure all of that out. To help us figure that out a little bit better, Ross Jackson, host of Locked On Saints. And Ross, from what we've seen so far, and we just have the 2 preseason games, we've got OTAs, we've got training camp. Does it seem like the Saints are going to say, hey, Jameis and or Taysom, sometimes we need you to run the Drew Brees offense? Or is it going to be some modulation of, hey, these are the things that we think you're great at, let's just go sling it?
I think it'll be a little bit more of the latter. I mean, I think you look at the Drew Brees offense of the past, where Drew Brees was a bit of a gunslinger himself. Remember, he threw 22 interceptions, more than 17 interceptions, tons of times throughout his career with the New Orleans Saints. And they used to continuously take shots down the field in the days of guys like Marcus Colston and Devery Henderson and Robert Meacham. So I think you see, Sean Payton get and Jimmy Graham, of course. I think you see Sean Payton get the opportunity to reach back in the annuals of New Orleans Saints history and pull back some of the Air Coryell that's been missing from this usual Air Coryell West Coast blend of offense in this New Orleans Saints system with Jameis Winston at quarterback, which looks like it's going to be the case in 2021.
Yeah, it's been more like breath Coryell or something like that in New Orleans with Drew Brees. Defensively, that was sort of where this team's calling card had become over the last years. Even though they were highly efficient on offense, their improvement defensively pulled them out of the doldrums of the middle end parts of Drew Brees' career, where they were going 7-9 seemingly in every year because they couldn't get stops. Where does this defense stand right now? Because we've put a lot of focus on the offense, but this is still a defense that has plenty of talent.
Yeah, they did lose a little bit of talent during the offseason with the salary cap situation, starting off the offseason here over $100 million over the salary cap, and still finding their way underneath and maintaining a good portion of their core. I mean, despite that number, they were still able to give a franchise tag to Marcus Williams. They were able to restructure Marshawn Lattimore's contract. They were able to, get deals done and pick up 50-year options and so on and so forth. And of course, added talent over on that defensive side as well, particularly through the draft, going 1, 2, 3 in the first, second, and third rounds with defensive players at all 3 levels of the defense. So you look for this team to still be able to be a reliable defensive team. You look back at 2017, the draft class there that was led off, of course, by Marshawn Lattimore. Marcus Williams a part of that as well. 17th in the NFL that year. Then they add Demario Davis before 2018. Demario Davis helps this defense go to 14th to 11th, and then into the top 5. And of course, bringing back Quan Alexander on a price tag that was $10 million cheaper than it was to start this offseason also doesn't hurt this defense as well. So they'll be looking to be the calling card and potentially the saving grace for a team that's undergoing a lot of changes, but still wants to be competitive in 2021.
What do you think it's going to take for them to threaten the Buccaneers? Whether or not they can compete with them, I think is probably a little bit of a stretch, but to threaten and get in the wild card and maybe make some noise.
Yeah, I mean, they have the opportunity here with Jameis Winston, and I think you're right, a little bit of Taysom Hill still being mixed in, particularly third down, red zone concept, so they really like to use him as a designed runner and as a decoy and all the different ways that they like to utilize him around the offense. But they get an opportunity here to go up against a familiar opponent with an unfamiliar set of plays and looks and the playbook in an iteration that had not been seen in New Orleans over the course of the last 4 years. And I think maybe that gives them a little bit of an element of surprise, which I think they'll welcome, considering the first time that they're going to be taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is going to be at home in the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans on Halloween night.